Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the captains of Star Trek. Captains of the Enterprise, the prequel Enterprise, the original series Enterprise, the Next Generation Enterprise. But wait, we also have Voyager and Deep Space Nine. To boldly go where no man or woman has gone before. To seek out and discover new life forms, all brought to us by Q. Captain Kirk's yellow, Captain Picard's red, Captain Sisko's pink with purple with the Defiant, Captain Archer's blue, Captain Janeway's white with Voyager. Risk Star Trek Space, the final frontier. Q has brought together Captains James Tiberius Kirk, Jean-Luc Picard, Commander Sisko, Captain Janeway, and Archer to see which of them would be the best commander in the Starfleet. Join the adventure as you take on the role of captain. Assemble your away team, command your ships, and complete quests in an epic journey across the galaxy. We have Alpha and Beta Quadrant map. Maybe they should make another one with Gamma and the other one. Maybe they should make a Risk about the Dominion War. This is a silly concept. You got alien life forms, tribbles, wormholes, 4 captain player things. You use money in the game like you did in the previous video I did about the Game of Thrones. And you got 3 decks of cards. Q, planets, territories, planets, Q cards, and the crew cards. Let's check it out. Let's hope that everything isn't like scattered all over the place. Also in this game, I have Star Trek 5-Year Mission. Star Trek 5-Year Mission, where you can play as the original Enterprise or the Next Generation Enterprise. Cooperative game. Star Trek 50th Anniversary. And here's some action figures y'all can that they made. I'll put them in here, I guess, because I had no other place to put them. And at the time, I bought a bunch of different Star Trek stuff. So, yeah. So there's some pretty neat little stuff I got in here. These cards all go to the 5-year mission stuff, so I'm going to put those to the side right now. I'll put everything to the side right now that doesn't go with the... These also go to the 5-year mission. That also goes to the 5-year mission. This goes over there. Okay. See how you have the ships? It's a neat little thing that all the ships are different. The main ships are all different. See? I have another Star Trek game which I need to do a review on too. It's Star Trek Catan. Now, the only thing that are all the same are the shuttlecrafts. They're all the same. Now, with Star Trek Discovery out, they might need to redo this game and put the Star Trek Discovery captain in this game too. These did not come with the game, by the way. These are the dice for the 5-year mission. for here's 100 credits, and we have 500 credits, and you got these little tribbles here, which are pretty cool. You got the actual dice for the game, and you got these 2 wormholes which connect 2 spots, and then you got all these different random alien creatures. And for some reason a couple of manhunt tokens. We got various different alien races, like Bajorans, Klingons, and I don't know all the different races of Star Trek, but that's which Andorians, the green-skinned girl ladies. They're missing several ones and stuff. So, just like the Game of Thrones edition, that's what the back looks like on each one. Each captain, like this is Captain Janeway, has a player card. You use this to have your 3 quests and your 4 crew members. Captain Kirk, Captain Sisko, Captain Picard. So we only have 4 captains. Oh, wait, we have 5. I thought I was missing one here. And Captain Archer. Okay, so we have 5. Here are we have crew cards, we have territory cards, planet cards, and the Q event cards. Q event cards work like event cards like in Game of Thrones did. The location cards are, of course, each planet, and then we also have crew members. So let's actually look at the board for a moment. Oh, here are the objective cards or missions. Once one player gets 4 of them, or 3 of them, it looks like, the Q quests they win. Here's one that says possess 15 or more credit. Which is funny because Star Trek's supposed to be a universe that's no longer using money, but in this game you have credit. Control 6 star bases. There's up to 6 of them will be in play at all times. Conquer 5 locations in a single turn. Conquer 3 locations, 4 different sectors in a single turn. Destroy 12 opposing ships in a single turn. Cross the neutral zone from 3 different locations in a single turn. Conquer both ends of the wormhole in a single turn. Control 2 sectors. Conquer an entire sector in a single turn. Conquer 3 locations with star bases in a single turn. Use the powers of all your crew members in 1 round, which, again, you have to pay them to use them. Control the United Federation of Planets, just like in Game of Thrones edition. Conquer 3 locations from alien species in a single turn. Conquer 2 locations from 2 different opponents. You can trade in little symbols to get armies. In this case, ships. And the Q vents go here, the Q vents discards go here. We have the Breen Confederacy, which is made of a Breen, Ultimatul, Protus 5, Dozilla. And you notice that there's some star bases on the board too. We got the Ferengi Alliance, which is made up of Irktok, Colossatu, Ferenginar, and Volchek Prime. We got Cardassian Union, which is made up of Korma, Velos 7, Sakura, Archulin 5, Cardassia, Amalith Prime, Bajor, and Shan Tarnik. Here's a you got the United Federation of Planets, which is made of Belarus 9, Argus 10, Earth, of course, Vulcan, Corvat, Andoria, Tau, Teal, Cordan, Betazord, Planet Q, Minos, Carva. Then we got the Cleon Empire, which is made out of Kroos, Ogat, the Innap Nebula, Borov, Archinus, Quinos, Rua Pente, Kinthor, Tagorkor, Naranda 3. Then, of course, we have the Romulan Star Empire, and we have the Neutral Zone, which is made out of Terif, Archnar, Romulus, Remus, Hobus, Raptor 3, Nequitcha, and Chautok 4 systems. So we have Alpha Quadrant and Beta Quadrant. It'd be cool if they made a Gamma and Centauri? I don't know. Anyway, they had 2 more quadrants in the show. It would also be cool if instead of captains were fighting, we had like factions of Cleons, Romulans, the Dominion War going on, the Federation, and that kind of stuff going on. So let's look at the rules real quick. It says, Q has long been enamored with the captains of Starfleet. Join the 5 captains on the holodeck where Q has arranged an epic battle to see who is the best captain of all. So Q has set up his own little world. They're claiming it's on the holodeck, but Q could probably create a whole entire world. And in this world, all the captains fight. So it's not even a real risk. It's just a little test game that Q's playing with everybody. So they should make another one where it's basically the Dominion War, or they should make one all the different wars all throughout Star Trek history. I mean, they could make one of the Dominion War. They could make one of the Cleon Federation War. They could make one of the Romulan War. Could make one of the Romulan. They could make one of the pre-times before all that stuff happened. So let's just, while we're doing stuff, let's look at the cards. Now, I already told you all the territories, but each territory also has a card to that planet territory. And these are what I was talking about over here, that you collect them to try to trade in for troops. So, look at the planets. Look at the planets in the quadrants of the Milky Way galaxy. Nice part is it tells you the name of the planet and what sector it's in. Well, this game is an interesting thing. All those aliens right there, they're like neutral factions. They're on the board. And you have to send diplomatic mission to basically conquer their planet. In this game, you pretty much conquer these neutral factions by, taking them over like their neutral faction. Plus, there's also tribbles, which cause a problem too. You gotta make sure all the tribbles don't get on the board, because once that happens, it's the end of the game. And I think everybody loses or something. It's the idea of the game is got a bunch of interesting things going on, and it's sort of complicated. I'll explain it a little bit later. Now, each of the five captains, 5 players, up to 5 players can play. You can just have 2 or 3 or 4. But each of the 5 captains, notice they have 6 cards, but on their player board, they only have 4 open spots. So, this one's pretty unique, where you got 6 cards, and you get to choose which 4 crew members out of those 6 you want. So 2 of them you won't use, which makes it where the game can be different every single time. So let's look at Archer's people. We got T'Pol. Now, see, they cost money to use them, which I think's weird because, like I said, the Federation, Star Trek Federation, is set in a time period where they no longer use money until Voyager and Deep Space Nine come around. Deep Space Nine is about the only place where they actually use money. So the rest of the countries or captains don't even use money. So what's up with this money thing? Anyway, her ability is +1 to attack dice. Then we get Dr. Felix. You may reroll any of your dice. This one in Game of Thrones are the first ones that have this idea of paying money to get to use your leaders. All other ones I've had, you may have had to purchase the leader, but you never had to pay money to use them. So this is a different concept. I don't like it per se, but especially not in Star Trek where they didn't use money. So we got Hosha Sato. During your reinforcement phase, you may deploy an extra ship to a location with a starbase. See, that's why they had these starbases. Deep Space Nine counts as a starbase. Malcolm Reed. If you don't conquer any locations, you may draw a location card. So this guy lets you draw a location card even if you don't conquer anything. Then we got Travis Mayweather. Helmsman. Swap all ships on one location with the ships on another location. Then we also have Charles Tripp Tucker. Change all your dice to their highest value for one engagement. Then we got Kirk's people, which we have Leonard McCoy. You may reroll any or all of your dice once. Montgomery Scotty Scott. Change all of your dice to their highest value for one engagement. Nyota Ahura. During your reinforcement phase, you may deploy an extra ship to a location with a starbase. Paval Chekhov, you may make an extra maneuver at any point during your turn. Hikura Sulu, swap all ships on one location with the ships of another location you control. Spock, Leonard Nimoy, may you rest in peace. Spock, the first officer, +1 to your attack dice for the duration of this invasion. Then we got Picard's, Captain Jean-Luc Picard's people. Wait, Beverly Crusher, you may reroll any or all of your dice once. Diana Troy, you may discard the current Q event and reveal a new one. William Riker, +1 to your attack dice for the duration of this invasion. Data, if you conquer 2 or more locations on your turn, you may draw an extra location card. LaForge, Gordy LaForge, change all your dice to their highest value for one engagement. Worf, Commander Worf, destroy 1 attacking ship and add 1 ship to defending location. Now we have Cisco's people, which we have Dex. Jadaza Dex. You may reroll all 1s for the duration of this invasion. Kira Nira? +1 to your attack dice for the duration of this invasion. Julian Bashar, you may reroll any or all of your dice once. Chief O'Brien, Miles O'Brien, if you conquer 2 or more locations on your turn, you may draw an extra location card. Odo, destroy 1 attacking ship and add 1 ship to the defending location. And Quark, who's always spewing out the laws of acquisition. The first time you conquer a location this turn, you may appropriate 100 command credits from your opponent. So they call them command credits in this game instead of money, but they're still money. And then we got Captain Janeway's crew, like Tuvok. Destroy 1 attacking ship and add 1 ship to defending location. B. Eleanor Torres, change all your dice to their highest value for 1 engagement. 7 of 9. Force an opponent to discard a location card at random. Neelix, Neelix. You may force an opponent to reroll any 1 die once for an engagement. Chakotay, Lieutenant or Commander Chakotay, +1 to your attack dice for the duration of the invasion. And then the Doctor. You may reroll any or all of your dice once. So that's all of the cards for, except the crazy Q vent cards. What in the world is going to go on when Q is throwing something at you? Every single player's turn, they got to draw one of these card event cards and see what Q has got them wanting to do. Second chances. I believe we should try this again. At the end of your turn, roll a die on a 6. You may make an extra turn, including additional fresh reinforcements. So that one you get to go 2 turns if you roll a 6. Sacrifice of Angels. The suspense is killing me. All players roll a die. Any player who rolls a 1 must remove 3 ships from the board, returning them to their reserves. Operation Annihilate. It is cosmic struggle for supremacy. Each player chooses one of their locations to be invaded by 3 alien life forms. Resolve all conflicts in turn order. So aliens pop up. That's how you get aliens to pop up. Manhunt. We are looking for someone special. Flip the top 5 cards of the location deck. Place 1 manhunt marker on each location revealed. When you acquire one of these locations, claim the marker. They are worth 2 ships at the end of your turn. Rules of acquisition. Let's see if you buy this, but I am sure you will. At the start of each invasion this turn, give the defender 200 command credits. The trouble with tribbles. Aren't they so cute and fluffy, kinda like me? Flip the top card of the location deck, remove all units on the location, and replace them with the same number of tribbles. Minimum 2. So even if there's only one, you gotta put 2 tribbles there. Sleeping dogs. I am partial to sleeping puppies myself. Only if you do not attack anyone this turn may you take a location card. Worst case scenario. There is only bad news, I am afraid. Roll a die on a 1 to 5, lose 2 ships. On a 6, all other players gain 1 ship deployed immediately. Unification. Working together is so enlightening. If you control an entire sector at the end of your turn, you can make an extra maneuver. In a mirror darkly. Things reflect differently in a mirror. For all of your battles, the lowest roller wins. Instead of highest roller, in this case, lowest roller wins. Trials and tribble actions. I love the sound of their cooing. Flip cards from the location deck until you draw a location with Starbase. Remove all units on the location and replace them with the same amount of tribbles. For more information about tribbles, see page 18. I'll actually explain the tribble rules in a little bit. To the death. This would be more interesting. You may not call off any invasions this turn until you win or your last ship is sacrificed. Place 3 alien life forms on the location if you lose your last ship. For more about alien life forms, it says see page 17. So I'll show that and explain that in a minute. Before and after, I am generously being I am giving you 2 gifts. You may make a maneuver with your reinforcements at the start of your turn and add 2 ships during your maneuver phase at the end of your turn. There's a lot of these cards. The Doomsday Machine. I thought you understood what was at stake. Choose a location you control. Adjacent to each player's location, each player rolls a die. Higher roll adds 1 ship, and lower roll removes 1 ship. Both locations must contain at least 2 ships before rolling. Whom gods destroy. Yes, I am a god. Flip the top 3 cards from the location deck, remove all ships or alien life forms there, leaving the locations vacant. So a game where you can actually leave locations vacant. Assignment Earth. I was always a bit of a homebody myself. If you control Earth at the end of your turn, you may reinforce it with 3 additional ships. Year of Hell. Really, I think you are overreaching. Roll a die, remove 1 unit for every location containing more than 1 unit in the corresponding sector. Borg. You should be grateful for this. The player with the most locations rolled for ties must sacrifice 1 crewman to be assimilated. Return a crewman card to the box. Resistance is futile. Crossfire. War can be an instrument of change or just devastating. All locations in Federation space with 2 or more ships lose 1. Oasis. Wonderful fresh recruits. Add 3 additional reinforcements during your deployment phase. You do not collect extra command cards. Let that be your last battlefield. I quickly tire of this game. As soon as you conquer a location, your turn is over. Return to Tomorrow. I love this little game, don't you? Roll die, you may move that number of ships from the board. Put the ships in your reinforcement pool and redeploy them with the rest of your ships. The Void. I spent a month there once. It was quite habitable, actually. Locations next to the Intnap Nebula and the Cleon Empire all lose 1 ship. If it is the last ship, replace it with 2 alien lifeform tokens. Call to Arms. Now, doesn't that look like fun? Conquer any 4 locations this turn. Reward gain 4 ships at the end of your turn and place them on any locations you control. Penalty, you may not make a maneuver. That which survives. I make a point of rooting for the underdog. If another player successfully defends the location, you call off the invasion. They may place 2 extra ships on that location immediately. The Crossing. Your human bodies are so limiting. Think how much more advanced you could be. Keep this card. You may invade any 1 location from anywhere. The 2 locations do not need to share a border. Fight or Flight. I'm giving you a chance. You must defeat 3 locations this turn. Reward, you may make an extra maneuver. Penalty, roll a 6-sided die to score half that many ships rounded up. Lonely Among Us. I never get lonely. Flip the top 5 cards of the location deck, 3 alien life forms deck, or reinforce those locations. Resolve each card in order. Flashback. Do I have to repeat myself? Take the top card from the Q vent, discard palette, and resolve it again. Ceasefire. Play when another player attacks you. They cannot attack you until they conquer a location from another player. Bound and gagged, I shall silence you. You may not command any of your crew members on your turn. Starting on the next player's turn, you may command them as usual. Unexpected. I rather think my arrival should always be expected and celebrated. Flip over the top 5 location cards. Reinforce those locations with 2 ships from the appropriate captain or alien life form. If a location is unoccupied, you may place 2 ships on it. Shattered. I swear I am doing this for your own good. Each time you conquer a location, forfeit 1 ship from the conquering fleet unless it is the last. The Wounded. We need to speed things up. When attacking this turn, double the number of ships affected for every loss. Cost of living. I could have made it worse. Play 100 command credits for every 2 locations you control. Round it up. If you do not have enough command credits, forfeit 1 reinforcement for every 100 you are short. Booby Trap. If you control more than 8 locations, lose all but 1 ship on the location. With the most ships, in case of ties, you may choose the location. I might have to do 2 videos on this Star Trek games because I'm getting close to 33 minutes where my phone automatically starts a new file. The neutral zone. In such a arbitrary barrier, you may cross the neutral zone where 3 invading ships this turn. The Devil in the Dark. I could blindfold you. It would be more entertaining. Locations with a wormhole are each attacked by 2 alien life forms. Resolve the combats in order. Turn. Disaster. It's so much fun moving the pawns around. The Dominion attacks all locations in the Alpha Quadrant. Lose 1 ship or alien life form from every location with 2 or more units. If a location's airspace exceeds into the Beta Quadrant, those ships are safe. Life support. You pathetic humans with your need for air. Roll 3 dice trying to roll 3 odd numbers. You have 3 rolls. You may set aside dice after each roll and re-roll a number goes. Reward, gain 2 extra reinforcement. Penalty, you get 2 less reinforcements this turn. Little Green Man. You never know who is out there. Reinforce all locations controlled by alien life forms with 2 additional alien life forms. Profit and loss. They are just baubles and tickets. Gain twice the number of command credits you are owed at the beginning of your turn. However, it costs twice as much to utilize each of your crew members' powers until your next turn. Keep this card as a reminder. One little ship. They look so lonely on the board. All players immediately reinforce locations with only 1 ship, so that no location has less than 2 ships on it.